I'm pretty sure everyone here knows who Ronda Rousey is. You don't need to be a UFC fan, a WWE fan to know who this woman is. Despite what I'm about to show and the way she's been acting lately and the fact that she's going out quite sad, I don't think anyone could deny the impact she had on the sport that is UFC. I'm not going to pretend to know everything about UFC. I tune in from time to time. I'm a very casual viewer of the product. I like it. I also enjoy boxing and I also enjoy WWE. She has this new book coming out and she's been doing press and she's been talking about UFC and WWE and her being salty at other wrestlers for getting pushed, by the fact that when she debuted at the WWE, they strapped a rocket on her back and they pushed her to the moon. Her matches have crazy amounts of views, 110 million views. This one, 43 million views. So for Ronda Rousey to complain about not having enough time and not having the same opportunities as other people, it's pretty pathetic and laughable. Like, I get it, you have this new book that you want to promote, but it just makes you look entitled like a crybaby, and it still shows that you haven't even recovered from your UFC fight from 2015. And in case you guys don't remember that,
judoka turned mixed martial artist. Beautiful. Beautiful. She's hurt. Hannah's in trouble. She's hurt. Hey, oh! Holly looking to finish. She's out. Holly Holm is the new UFC bantamweight champion.
this was the moment that changed Ronda Rousey's whole life forever. But like I said, she's been promoting this book. Here's the newest thing she's been complaining about.
He does a great job on the mic. But I mean, I wish that I was allowed the time to rehearse that he gets, because it's not evenly spread. He's like their next big star, you know. Yeah. They're rolling out the red carpet, which is like, it goes to show that if you give people the time to rehearse and the resources, you can like do amazing things. It's frustrating that like everybody doesn't get that treatment. My first match with them was incredible because we had like 6 weeks to rehearse, all the best minds in the business, and I'm like, why isn't this the model? And they're doing that with Logan Paul, and he's having these fantastic performances. And it's like, look what you guys can do when you actually put organization and like effort into things. It just blows my mind that like this billion-dollar company is just like succeeding despite itself in so many ways.
Her first match was with Stephanie McMahon and Triple H, one of the top guys, and team up with Kurt Angle, another top guy, and she got a title within her first few months in WWE. She was giving a title shot immediately just because of her name. And there's nothing wrong with that, but why complain all these years later about it? She's acting like she was never used or given a title run or given decent opponents. It's like she was getting the best of the best when it comes to wrestling at the time. And on top of that, if I'm not mistaken, she got to main event WrestleMania. That is like their biggest pay-per-view of the year. That's like their Super Bowl. She got to main event that. It just comes across as salty and bitter. Ronda was given the red carpet. And Logan Paul's defense, at least he can cut a promo and be entertaining. Yeah, that's one thing that I also heard, that she just sucked as a WWE wrestler, that she was pretty good, pretty decent in the ring, but just sucked at the microphone. And I've seen some Logan Paul matches and I've seen his work. Can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm gonna side with Logan Paul in this one. I'm not the biggest fan of him, all right, but I do think he makes a pretty good wrestler. Once again, Ronda Rousey is one of the GOATs, in my opinion, when it comes to UFC. What she did for the platform elevated the women's division over there. That's something that you can't take away from her. But just this whiny loser behavior is so pity. And that's for the WWE. She's also been doing the same for the UFC. Almost 10 years after she lost, she's still crying about it and making excuses for it. Just take the L and move on.
Well, first I felt like I had to come back for another fight because I felt like I owed it to the fans, right? And everyone that had believed in me. Maybe I needed to give them an example of overcoming adversity, but it was to the point where the next fight, the first time I got touched, I was out on my feet. You know, and it was so hard because I'd never been faster, never been stronger, never had a better grasp of the game. I'd never been so much better than everybody else. But you know, your brain doesn't callous. It doesn't heal back stronger after a break. It's just an inevitable decline. And I just couldn't keep fighting at a level anymore. I'd taken punishment and taking punishment until I couldn't take it anymore. And then when I got to the point that I couldn't take it anymore, then I was like vilified as like, oh, she was all hype and she was just lucky, and she, you know, and people making all these judgments about me in a fight where I was literally My first loss, I was not like, my mouth guard was bad. I literally came into that fight concussed from slipping down some stairs already after all of these years of, concussions. And then I had absolutely terrible weight cut, which, that means you have less fluid in your brain.
I'm not denying some of these things happen, and it's extremely valid. She knocked you out. Just be a good sport and be like, yeah, she was better than me that night. She's been better than me ever since because I only had one other fight and then I quit after I lost that one. No one likes losing, okay? I don't think anyone wakes up and is like, I can't wait to flop, I can't wait to lose. But it's been 10 years. You lose some, you win some. That's just life. And now bashing the company and then bashing the WWE and then low-key attacking, well, not even attacking, but like throwing shade at Logan Paul because now he's getting pushed. Despite the fact that when she was there, she got pushed to the moon. She got to main event WrestleMania. She had the title on her pretty much immediately after her debut, something that takes years for other people. You got the special treatment. What are you on about? So just making excuses after excuses. No, I wasn't ready, or no, I fell down the stairs, and no, I got touched. It's like, just own the fact that you lost and stop trying to rewrite history and just ruining your image even more.
And I was out on my feet for the entire fight. I was just trying to make it look like I wasn't hurt, but I wasn't there cognitively. I couldn't think as fast. I couldn't judge distance, and just from that one fight, everybody felt like, oh, she's a fraud.
Now, from what I recall, Ronda bull rushed Holly like she was Goldberg or something, and Holly simply kickboxed her ears off. I don't see where concussions come into play here. And it's not like she's the only fighter with concussions ever. I'm sure Holly had more than a few herself, and on top of that was a huge underdog fighting the company star. I remember her saying that the pressure was so overwhelming and nerve-wracking for her that she would leave practice to go and bawl her eyes out in her car on a regular basis. She was up against much more insurmountable odds than Ronda ever was, and that victory was the biggest moment in her career. But here's Ronda trying to snatch it away from her by retroactively making excuses.
Someone else was simply better than you that night. It happens. And Logan Paul did respond to Ronda Rousey and the whole privilege and you get the special treatment comments that she made a few days ago. This is what Logan Paul had to say, and props to Logan. Good response. I might sound like a Logan dick rider, like I'm part of the Low gang. I am not by any means, but I gotta be fair.
Ronda Rousey saying that you're getting special treatment and basically being like pampered and such by the WWE and getting extra time to train.
Okay. I want to approach this from a real mature standpoint because I like Ronda Rousey. What she's done in MMA is incredible. Like, we watched her growing up, just snapping arms.
Yep.
I have a lot of respect for Ronda Rousey. Every time I've met her, it's been very amicable. And so when she's saying that, I don't think it's like a personal attack on me by any means. I don't feel she's coming after me. I feel she's maybe using me as an example to express her dissatisfaction with maybe how she was treated in the WWE. But I can't speak on that because I don't know how she was treated. I don't think she's a hater. I think she might be unhappy with how her run in the WWE went, but I don't know anything really about that. All I know is how I work and the facilities and time that I've been given to make my matches as best as possible, because I think the WWE recognizes that when I put on a good match, which will happen every single time I perform, the outcome and the reaction of the fans is immense. It fills the audience, and I think I've proven my value both in and out the ring, on the mic, wrestling. Like, bro, the impressions that I'm delivering the company are second to none.
I hate myself for saying this, but Logan Paul is right. Logan Paul is a million times better than Ronda on the microphone. And I think a lot of people need to realize that you can straight up be the best wrestler for the WWE or any company, really. You can be the best technical wrestler alive. You can out-wrestle everyone. But if your microphone skills suck, if you can't get a crowd over, if you can't get them to like you, people are not going to be invested in you. Now, if you can talk and you could perform, you're money. And that is why Logan Paul is where he is right now, because he could talk and he could wrestle. He's extremely athletic, but she couldn't talk to save her life. She couldn't connect and engage with the crowd Because, like, yeah, she's this badass who can probably beat 90% of the population. I'm not denying that. So that was one of her biggest mistakes. It's always an excuse with her. You can't be claiming and hating on someone else for getting a push when you were giving a push. And I'll say, you had an even crazier push because Logan Paul has not won the WWE Championship. Logan Paul has not main evented WrestleMania. You were pushed extremely fast and you were giving everything. It's sad. It's sad. It's a definition of going out sad. But anyways, with that said, what do you guys think of this situation? Let me know in the comments below. If you're new, please like, share, and subscribe. We're trying to hit 500,000 subscribers before summer, so I'll really appreciate it. Anyways, peace out.